Hello friends, welcome to my channel Mindful Convo. So in the previous videos we had discussed about the interview questions of the Selenium and also the locators in the Selenium. The last locator that we need to discuss now is the CSS locator. So first of all, what is mean by the CSS locator or selector? CSS selector is always the same for every element irrespective of the browser. And if we see, then the CSS locator is the best locator among all the locators. So the first the first part that we need is tag and ID. With the help of tag and ID, we can find the element uses CSS selector. So, what is its syntax? Its syntax is by.css selector tag hash ID. Okay, so when there is an ID word, then we need to keep in mind that we need to use hash. And if there is any class, then we need to write dot instead of hash. So we can see in this example that we have an ID. So what did we write here? By dot css selector. What is the tag here? Input. And what is the ID value? Here the ID value is email. And we need to put it in the quotes. This is the syntax of tag and ID. Now we have the syntax of tag and class. It is another method through which we can find the CSS selector. So as I said that if there is any class, then use dot. So we will use tag dot class. So if we see from here that what is this, what will we write if we want to select the input, then we will write by dot css selector input dot and the value of the class, that is this. Okay, then our next is attribute. So here the attribute is class ID or data test ID. So we will take data test ID as attribute. First of all, we need to see the syntax of CSS selector using attribute. So the syntax is tag. We need to write the by CSS selector every time. So tag and attribute equals to value. Okay, so here the tag is input. So what do we write? Input. The attribute is data test ID, data test ID, and the value is royal email. Okay, so the value is royal email. Okay, now our next is substring matchers. Substring matchers. So in this we have three types. First is start with, and the symbol of this start with is this. Second is ends with, and the symbol of this is dollar. Third is asterisk, and as we all know that the symbol of asterisk is star. Asterisk means by the contains all. Okay, so one by one we will be seeing the syntax. First of all, if we need to write the start with, then the syntax is tag ID start with symbol equals to, let's say here id or any attribute. Let's say here the data test id is, okay, let's take this u underscore 0 underscore 6. So if we want to find the element using the css selector start with, then what should we write? U here. We will write u here. So the id that starts with the u gets selected. Okay, and when we write tag here, it means if I write input id starts with u, so the input tag is selected whose id is starting with the u. Okay, then the next is ends with. So the syntax of the ends with is id and dollar equals to u equals to 6. Okay, so when we will see that here, if I will write the input instead of tag, then it will select the input tag, input element that has an id ending with the 6. Okay, then the third is tag id star equals to id. id means value. Okay, then the last is the selecting elements selecting child elements. So what is the syntax of this? Let's say if I write div dot class name and tag. So what does this mean? That the div tag having a class 1 as value, which is having the another child element of button. So it will so if we see in around, this selector will select the element button, because the button is the child element of the div tag. Okay guys, so I think you are more clear about the CSS selectors now, and if any queries, then comment me in the comment box, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Goodbye.